Are we live? We are live. Welcome to the Farm Sim Show, everybody. Yeah.
I think we're live. Are we live?
We are live, baby.
I didn't hit the button right. I don't think. I'm not good at hitting the button. I miss it a lot.
Look, here's the thing. The button is easy to miss if you're really bad at
it. How do you get better at hitting the button?
We just got to be on time next week. That's all.
Well, I mean, we're technically before time right now. If you really think about it,
we're 55. Why is one of my computers saying what the time is? Oh, I got other problems.
Well, we know that, but I mean,
I am not DJ Bot this week. At least I'm going to do my best. I went through and reviewed the footage last week, and it turns out I reached up to hit the button, and what I didn't do was hit the button. Yeah. The next 3 weeks, the next 3 weeks are going to be it. Oh, that hurts.
Which button did you hit? Which button did you hit by accident last week? I can't remember what it was.
It was kind of like this one.
And it turns out we lost a lot of viewers in that 5 minutes that I was talking like that. Thanks, guys. Just do me a favor next time. Be like, yo, stop.
They were, and I kind of was as well, and I just figured you were going off on your own little tangent.
Yeah, I thought it was my tangent that people were upset about. Nope, it was the fact that I was sounding like K-Bot the whole time. I'm sorry.
I mean, I usually let you just kind of go sometimes because I can't find the laser pointer to keep the cats penned in.
Yep.
But I mean, you were gone.
It was gone. Yeah, and then I was broken afterwards. Yeah, so we got some stuff to talk about. K-Bot called me out and said the way I play Farm Sim is wrong. So I'm gonna discuss that, and then Klutch can talk about however he does it.
Did you feel sorry about that? Like, were you hurt? Did you have feelings?
No, I mean the last one, yeah. I mean, I do, but I'm not sure. Like, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. We are also going to talk about how the next couple weeks of the show will be interesting.
It's summer season, right? I mean, things have to change in the summer, don't they? They have to.
Yeah, and the fact that I'm going, I will be a time traveler next Wednesday. So yeah, and there's a farming police officer that is currently about 30,000 feet in the air heading to North Carolina.
Well, I guess that's better than being about 3,000 feet underwater.
It's a sad situation. I know a lot of people are not treating it as such. I'm one of those people. I've got a very very heavy heart for the Titanic. I learned as much about it as I possibly could when I was younger, and the guys around are like, yeah, I'd been one of those guys on there too, just to be there. So
I'm a bit of a dark humor fan at times, and the memes have been relentless.
They've been rough. I will reiterate. I'm in it's a sad moment. But the internet has not treated it as that at all. And
I think if you knew the people for sure, if you're looking from a 30,000 foot, that's not the right saying to say. But anyways, looking from a different viewpoint, there is some comedy to be had, and to move along, I guess you have to take it at that. So I don't know what else to say, but man, some of the memes out there, oh boy,
they're brutal.
Yes. On so many social fronts. So anyways, epic is the term. Red says, yeah, they were epic as well. I was expecting them to die down. Like, I'm a meme fan, if you guys know. I was expecting the memes to kind of tail off a little bit, once kind of we learn more.
They got worse yesterday.
The last 24 hours have been like probably 10 times worse for memes, to be perfectly honest. I mean, in a way, you have to look at it this way. You know the facts of the situation now, so it's been actually like 4 days removed. Maybe that's why. I don't know. Brian, how are you doing, man? Good to see you. Hey, Cal, how you doing, buddy?
Richard is over
here. So today we've got lots of things of Farm Sim related to talk to. Not so much submarine related stuff to talk about, but Farm Sim stuff we're going to talk about. We're going to see if you've been playing Farm Sim wrong the whole time.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just DJ talks and plays it wrong. I don't know.
It ain't right. But I have so much fun.
So we're going to talk about that. Of course, we'll bring. We've got some stuff coming up down the pipe the next couple of days for the next couple Farm Sim shows. Some stuff coming from Farm Sim directly, of course. That we'll see if we can speculate a little bit on that. And there's a lot of mods to talk about.
I don't have any new NDAs yet, so we get to talk about everything. That you read into that however you want to.
All right. And are we playing the game today?
We don't play the game, but some of us play the game wrong, evidently. So there you go. There is that. We have a good show today. It's going to be a little bit shorter than you guys are used to. Generally, we go for about an hour and a half, I think, normally. But
it's supposed to be an hour. But
okay. There's about 35 to 40 minutes of substance, and then the rest of it's just whatever happens on the show.
35 minutes of substance. Holy, you are optimistic.
Yeah, but today's going to be worse. So hang back and relax. This is a great way to feel better about yourself at the end of the week, and we're happy to help.
You feel better about yourself because you're not. Never mind. Anyways, let's go with this. Ooh, hey, I just got the feed the ducks going. I almost forgot.
Oh.
But it got me thinking. We were talking about memes and things kind of letting you down. I thought about something that doesn't let you down.
Tell me about what does not let you down. What brings you up?
You know what brings you up?
Huge shouty outy goes out to today's sponsor, GPORTAL Game Servers. They promised to pay me in chicken nuggies for this. Did you know that GPORTAL has the fastest game servers? And in fact, you can choose from a whole plethora of locations so you get the fastest speeds. Plethora. I like that word. GPORTAL Game Servers is also the easiest way to get you and your friends together in one game, regardless of which platform you play on. If it's Xbox, PlayStation, PC, any of you can all play together. And don't worry, you still get to play with all your mods. In fact, you can get 25 gigabytes of mod space on a GPORTAL game server. And even with all that, you're getting the fastest server, some of the most amount of mod space out there. I'm going to give you 10% off with a link down in the description. And believe me, that's like the best deal out there. You're not getting that just anywhere. In fact, I've looked, guys, and believe me, I'm looking for the best price if I have to pay to hang out with these two jabronis. And just remember, guys, GPORTAL game servers, they're faster than DJ Goham going off topic. We may herd cats here, but we herd our livestock over on GPORTAL game servers. Make sure you get your 10% off. Link in the description.
Link down below. Get your GPORTAL server. They're the best. I'm going to go hang out with our partner manager next week, by the way.
I'm going to miss out on that. I was actually just chatting with him earlier today, and I'm kind of disappointed I'm not going to get to see him this time.
It's going to be safe. He's going to have his whole family there. So
I know.
Excited. And you get to miss it. Good job.
I get to miss it. You know what? Maybe next year. Maybe next year I'll be there.
Will you?
It's a long ways away, man. I can't just go to Germany on the flick of a wrist. I got commitments.
Yeah, we tried to get you to help plan this back in January. You said, I'm not going.
Listen, I got commitments.
You got commitments. Yeah. Let's talk about our commitment to our communities to show them all the cool different ways you can play this game. Let's talk about that kind of commitment.
Is there a right way to play it?
I think there's some interesting ways. So there's got to be like three ways, maybe 4 primary ways, and then we got subsections. I want to talk about some of those. I do understand we've got like maybe Daggerwin, virtual farmer, kind of over here. They're doing their thing, not only playing the game right, but if you had realistic graphics, you might be fooled, right? Turn them.
So you're just saying like real? Is that the spectrum? Is that all there is? Is it realistic, ultra realistic to?
No. I mean,
like to DJ over here, and then the ultra realistic somewhere over there. Is that what you're saying? That's the only 2.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got the sides right, yeah, but not too. I'm gonna make my way down. Some of them are in front of my face. Give me a second. got those graphics ready that I sent you?
Yep,
so
they're ready.
so I think we've got that. I think those guys do a great job, and are
the graphics on yet? Are they on?
The wrong
I don't know.
ones,
Are they
man.
on?
The way they play the game is awesome. And funny enough, it's kind of how I play off screen when I'm just playing by myself. I actually enjoy playing the game that way.
So
and
like
then,
Ultra. Now, like Daggerwind doesn't like he has his whole roleplay series as well, right?
Yeah,
where that's not necessarily realistic.
Right. I think that would be more considered a subsection of that, possibly a subsection of the middle, which I would consider just playing the game as the game is intended to be played. If you've got some stuff and you got a bail, you need to pick it up. You pick it up with the forks and you move it and it falls. You're like, that sucks. And then you got other stuff like that. But you're basically just playing the game. You're like, it's a game. This is how you do it in the game. This is how I'm gonna do it in the game.
So that's one way with the subsection. You're saying that's it.
Yeah, I think that's in the middle.
Oh, okay.
I think it's I has game. I plays game.
I has game. I plays game. So
and
what about how you play it?
Oh, it's over here. I think is very much so over here. But I do think that there's further over than where I am. I would consider myself kind of in the middle, or maybe even the subsection of the middle.
All right. So you are brand new to Farming Simulator. Go back 5-6 years ago for you, right?
Yeah.
2017.
Mm-hmm.
How would you recommend now that people just start by playing? Like, what would be the recommendation to start with?
Oh man, base game equipment and a base game map.
Really?
And get you. Yep. I actually used to recommend that people, whenever they started playing, go and harvest a field of wheat. Usually there's one field of wheat, like that field that you get. Go harvest it and then seed it again and then harvest it again and seed it again, harvest again. If harvest of 22, that sucks, by the way, because you got to wait like half a year. So that's not always fun.
Not wrong.
But in future or previous games, you could set the time to 120 and half of the field could be ready to harvest after you'd already harvested a section because you'd already gone through with a seeder again.
See, that is something I have definitely noticed. I think Farm Sim 22 is definitely harder for people to get into.
Yeah.
And it's interesting you brought that up because you do have a lot bigger time span to wait. And I see comments about that all the time. Like, well, what do you do when you're not harvesting or planting your crop now, and especially in early game?
Yeah. I think when they added these production chains, they made it to where if you got crops to harvest every single day, it would be way too OP. And so to mitigate that, you just have a realistic feeding and planting schedule. So
now you've played Farm Sim 23, of course. Yeah. How are those videos going, by the way?
I don't remember the last time I recorded one.
Have you been playing it at all lately?
I hadn't had the time. I'm just thinking like nobody watched the videos, so that made me to believe that either they were crap or no one cared. Either way, I didn't want to waste my time, 10 to 15 hours a week extra doing that when nobody cared.
Fair enough. I find that Farm Sim 23 though is a better way to learn about Farming Simulator because of the way the crops work. There's no waiting. Like as soon as you harvest, you can plant again. Right? What? It's the old style.
Oh, in the mobile game?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean it takes a couple months still.
Yeah, but like you could right away, as soon as you harvest a crop, you can replant it. Like there's no waiting around anymore, right?
No,
like it's the old style farm sim all over again. There's no seasonal cycles that are built into it. Now, I mean, obviously in Farm Sim 19 or 22, you can disable that, right?
Yeah, but then you still have to wait like 6 to 8 months, if not longer, for certain crops to actually grow.
Yeah, I guess.
So I just want to like the grow now button. Love that button. Just press it and it's like, whoop. I mean, I think I accidentally went 6 or 7 episodes on Edgewater on the same day in game, and I at least had 2 harvests. My bad. Yeah. So it's it kind of stinks when you look back. It's like, man, it would have been so nice if they had just left that alone and then made another button to be like, or you could do this.
Sorry, noises. All right, so you think that you find it more difficult then for new players, basically?
Yeah, Farm Sim 19 or even 17. You okay there, bud?
Or dog making noise.
I think it's much more difficult to understand the basics when it takes so long to do the basics.
I do wonder if that's a sticking point. I don't know if Farm Sim or Giants has any way of seeing like what the progression is of players. I don't think they do. Whether it's like there's not like communication that happens online behind the scenes that you don't know about, obviously. But it'd be interesting to see like what the average play time is for a lot of new players. Like the first time they throw the game into, like, how many people get sick of like, oh, I don't want to wait for this, I'm gonna go do something else.
Why don't you do a poll on YouTube?
Well, because that's going to be, if you're watching us right now, chances are you are more on the, especially 2 years into Farming Simulator almost. I think that you folks know the ins and outs of it. Picking rocks is the wrong way to play. Oh,
Tony's killing me. Tony's killing me.
You got a tail coming in, ready to go. There he is.
Finish your pizza.
He's looking for food. He's looking for cold pizza.
So yeah, I do think that getting into the game and just learning, because I mean that's the way I did it for years. I mean, I played Farm Sim 15 and 17.
Yeah,
like a lot. 17 a lot.
Whole time for Dave.
All I did was cultivated and seeded and harvested. I didn't do any fertilizing, nothing. I had workers buy everything. And then on top of that, I had time on 120. Now it's interesting. In Farm Sim 15, and by the way, that is a really slow way to make money, believe it or not. In Farm Sim 15, I did that for hours. Like I would sit there for 5 or 6 hours at a time. But in 17, it was funny because I bought it, and I bought the full version with all the DLCs included.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because I almost applied to get my money back because it was so difficult to make money in Farm Sim 17. Now, keep in mind, Farm Sim 17 had been out for over a year. The Platinum DLC had already come out, and there were these little green boxes that you could put down and then fast forward the time an hour and be like, oh, look where this money came from. I don't know. Instead, I was doing tractor dupe glitches. Like I was playing Grand Theft Auto, which worked, by the way. Blew my mind. And then putting windmills everywhere just to get extra cash. And I'd get like $2 million overnight. And I'd be like, yeah, who's working now? And I was an idiot, is what I was. Yeah, it was, but it was not knowing the glitches and the cheats and the fun stuff, because the only people that played even remotely unrealistic that were making content, there was not a lot of people making videos back then.
No.
And the only people that were trying to play the game the right way.
The right way?
Well, Group A.
Oh, okay. So the way the game was intended to be played, do you think? That's
Group 2.
What do you think? Like Giants, think about what Giants looks at. Do you think they have a specific way that they expect people to play the game? Like, is there one way that they build the game and expect people to play it that way?
See, that's interesting, because you've got a lot of people that work at Giant Software who Farming Simulator is not their obsession.
Fair enough.
It is my obsession.
They're
a
game developer. That makes sense.
Yeah. It's they go to, it's their job. Their job is to make the game that we all love.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for them, it is how good can they make it look and how realistic can they make it look, but how can they make it fun? And I think they are appealing to Group 2, which is smack dab in the middle, which is the people that are like, I has game, I plays game.
You know, when I make these cat jokes, you kind of just roll right into it. You know that, right?
I didn't hear the cat joke of it.
Like that's the cat meme, right? The has thing is like the cat meme almost, right? So you're helping me out here is what I'm saying. Appreciate you.
I don't know much about memes.
Apparently not.
I'm still in the old school one.
Yep.
You know, with the cartoon pink and yellow character. All the things. That's still memes in like my head. So.
Oh, okay. What was the raptor? Did you ever see the raptor meme? What was it called? The
Velociraptor. Yeah, I saw that.
What was that called? It had a specific name. It was like the
Velociraptor.
It was not Veloc.
No, Velosa. Like
Velociraptor. Yeah, okay.
I know this because my buddy Carson hated them, and so I sent him one every day.
I love them. They were my fave by far. Dude, we need to bring back Velociraptor, I think, more often. Maybe I'll put some in my videos.
You want to hear some real talk from DJ Hamilton right now, real quick?
Sure, let's go. We got time.
I took Sorry for Party Rockin', LMFAO.
Yep.
And I made the entire thing out of memes.
Why?
And it was so funny because everybody was like, none of these make sense. Because I thought memes were just like, oh, it's a funny picture with funny words above it. Not that like each one was there was a flow to them. So I just wrote all the lyrics to Sorry for Party Rockin' in memes and made a video of it on Windows Media Maker.
Hey man, whatever.
And I
would love to see that video. Can you send it to me? Do you still have it?
I'm almost positive that it's somewhere on Facebook.
Brian, how you doing, brother? Speaking of party rockin', Brian's got the party rockin' hands out. Oh man. One does not just get into memes. Oh, dude, you kill me. So
anyway, yeah,
we'll get back on topic. So you think Giants is trying to accommodate both people and just make a fun game, not worrying too much about realism in a sense?
Yeah, I mean, I think because we're the ones, when you're just playing the game, you don't have to just say, I'm playing Farm Sim today. At the beginning, if you're playing realistic, you're like, welcome back to the realism experiment. Or, today we're going to try and do, we're going to try and play as realistically as we would normally in real life. And then when I play, I'm like, we're going to have some fun today. And then we just go over here, add a couple zeros.
But you're editing the game itself now, right? That's the thing.
Yeah.
Now, before it was on PC for you, when you were playing on console, you would still find ways to mess with that as well, right?
Well, no, because I bought a Xbox and tried to crack it just so I could get into the files of Farm Sim, and turns out that's not the way it works.
But you still like whether it be like government subsidy mods or whatever else, right? You find ways of modding or even just doing things that were ridiculous in game that people on the realism side of the spectrum would be like, oh, geez, why am I watching this? But right?
Like adding a bunch of trailers together.
Yeah.
Or on Lone Oak, for example, I would take out a loan because if you paid your loan back within an hour in game or 30 minutes, maybe something like that, Goggle Pop, what's up, man? Speaking of an OG right there, it didn't count. But like, if you took out a loan and then used that loan to buy a piece of equipment in seasons in Farm Sim 17, and you returned it within 30 minutes or an hour, you didn't actually have to pay for it. You got the full amount of money back.
Yeah.
So I did the GoHam Co., which is what my real life business is called now. I work for the GoHam company. And it was so funny speaking because Goggle Pop was the lawyer that helped me put it together. And it was like, why is the in the title? And why is company in an LLC? Look, that's what I want. That's what I want, man. Leave me alone. So I would take out a loan so I could get an extra truck and some extra trailers so I could make 2 trips with 2 trucks instead of like 6 trips with one truck. So it would do that, and then I would try and get it done as quick as possible and then sell it all. Hey, I made that company. See, I told you.
That's awesome. I do find it somewhat interesting when you look at what the tools that Giants puts into the game. To try to appease to both sides of the spectrum, though, right? Because there obviously is a realistic side that they try to appease to, and there's some people that want to play ultra super realistic. And I think I can understand why Giants doesn't want to go down that, and it's really to get new people into the game. Because if you come brand spanking new into Farming Simulator, and you had to do like manual attach, like the traction mods were all enabled right off the bat. I get it. Like the difficulty, you can ramp up the difficulty in Farm Sim pretty quickly. And I do find it's somewhat funny the way that they put the difficulty levels in Farm Sim. Like,
yeah, but they don't do anything.
Go from easy to hard, that it doesn't change gameplay at all. All it changes is prices.
Yep.
And I do get comments about that, because a lot of times I will play on easy because it's like, well, I'm going to do a 10 episode series on this map.
Yeah.
Or to do 10 episodes on hard difficulty, that means I've got to play like twice as many years to try to get through it, or 3 times as many years to try and make the same type of thing. So there's a reason that I do that, at least personally.
Yeah.
And I know some of you guys comment on that, like, why are you playing on easy? Like, well, that's the reason. It doesn't make sense. You're not going to want to watch 30 episodes of the same crap over and over and over again.
Yep. I'd heard actually Daggerwin, this was 2017, 2018, somewhere around there. He's playing Farm Sim 17, and people were asking him why he didn't play on American maps and why he only played on smaller European maps.
Yeah.
And he said, he was like, well, if I'm going to do a job, it's going to take me less time to do a small field.
Yep.
And I'm from the UK, so it makes sense that I would use what I'm familiar with.
Yes. And he can do it quicker because it's a smaller map, which is...
And instead of doing, if you've got a 20 or 30 minute video, let's say you got a 30-minute video and you've got 4 fields to do, well, that's what, 8 minutes?
Yeah.
7 minutes per field, somewhere around there?
Yep.
If you've got 4 fields that are massive, you've got to figure out how to fit all that in and not be boring.
So I got a thought experiment for you then.
Oh, all right. Couple problems.
We're going to go down the same rabbit hole. Don't worry. It's all good.
Okay.
So taking what we have right now, say we want to change that a bit. What could we change with that difficulty setting? Like to make that make more sense in a way? Because I really don't like the way they have it set up right now. I think there's better ways we could use that difficulty setting. What do you think? What could we do?
Yeah. So I obviously I think easy mode is kind of like what we've got now. Let's be honest. Farm Sim's not that hard. Right.
No.
So I think if we keep what we've got the, the amount of money that we make right now, seeder and helpers buy seed and fertilizer turned on and manure and everything, that makes it easy. And things that make the game easier. So it's an easy mode. Yeah. I think doing now I'm not quite sure what a hard mode would be, but I think medium, but I think a hard mode would definitely be like, okay, now when it rains, you might, have some mud in your field. Now I know we have mud mods and things like that, but it would be so cool to have those finally based game so the console players could enjoy them, because they are fun and they make the game. It slows you down. It makes things totally different.
Yep.
And I want to die. But it's a problem.
It would be interesting, that's for sure, to have that as an option built right into the game.
Yeah. The opportunity for your animals to die randomly, pops up, be like, oh yeah, your cow died. It was sick or something. Sorry.
Mad cow disease. It's a thing.
Like, oh crap.
I named that one.
What was that supposed? So what am I supposed to do now? Oh.
You're a farmer. Good luck.
You don't have the cow anymore. Bye. So I think it would be much easier to see, or link some sort of real life thing that happens in real life to these, events, random events that could happen. It'd be interesting. It would definitely be interesting. These are the things that could happen if you are in this mode. You go from, hard mode, locusts eat your crops. Yeah. Jurassic Park Dominion. Big ones. The big locusts.
I do like Richard even said that. I think it was Richard said that as well. Having equipment actually break down properly as well. Like that seems part of, and I don't know how Giants was going to breach that topic in a way. Like there's a reason we can't have damage on equipment, like actual damage, right?
The companies don't want that.
No, the companies don't want that at all. But even breaking down, and could they approach a company and just say, well, don't worry, all tractors break down at the same. It's the same thing. It doesn't matter what tractor it is; they're all going to break down after X amount of hours if the player doesn't repair them.
Yeah,
I think there's I still think there'd be pushback, especially from some of the companies that would not approve that, especially on a base game, right?
Can't imagine which one those would be. hard to imagine which company some of us shill for, isn't it? Weird.
Don't look around too hard.
Just so I'm curious. I mean, that's not green, man.
There's some mods that will allow us to do that to some degree. But so basically, I think what you were saying is the easy, medium, and hard levels would be more attuned to going from just fun to simulation once again.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It doesn't go just hard mode. It goes from non-realistic to realistic as well.
Yeah.
So you've got to look at that and be like, I didn't want realistic. I wanted harder.
Yeah. So how do you go about just making it harder? And I guess because that's almost kind of where we're at right now. The money mode, like it just changes the cost of things and the money you make.
It takes you longer to do the same thing.
Yeah, so that's kind of what it does right now. But in way you're saying going from just playing the game to making it so it's closer to being realistic is what makes it more difficult. Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, it's definitely two different things. And maybe there's a slider for both.
Yep.
Easy, medium, hard, or normal, hard. And then possibly a, unrealistic, realistic, whatever DJ is. Also, I will say, you remember back in Farm Sim, I think it was 19 or 17, when the Case quad track was the only tracked vehicle.
Yep.
And we were asking, like, well, why? Like, we're to this point already, and I don't think the 9RX had come out yet, or at least in the game, not with board code. But it still is like, well, we've got this, and that's it. It's like, well, people will mod more stuff. It'll be fun.
Yep. And I think, even the simulation or realistic mode that we're talking about now, I feel like Giants has almost relied a little bit on modders to do some of that stuff for the people that want to play that way. Because, like I said, I'd be curious to see what the subsection is of people that really want that hardcore simulation experience versus the people that are either just playing to have some fun, or the people that are just in the middle range somewhere playing to play the game and not necessarily have the full realism on, right? Because like even right now with some of the mods, you can make it fairly simulation based, I think. Yeah, there's definitely some ways. Now there's still some things that are lacking that we can't seem to find a way to get in game. I don't know if it's just I don't know. I'm not a modder, so I don't know if it's a limitation of the engine. But there's some things I would love to see, and I think I made like 171 points on what I wished I could possibly see in Farm Sim 22 about 2.5 years ago. It may be time to make another one of those videos. Speaking of which,
maybe it's time.
Oh boy. That's just right. Old Timer Dave, if modders weren't there, the game would be, it wouldn't exist. It definitely wouldn't exist to the same extent. Yeah. DJ and I were talking about this, like we were talking about beforehand. Farm Sim 23 is out, and as content creators for Farm Sim 23, trying to make content for that where there's only one way to start the game on one of two maps. That's it. And you have to basically play within a very strict set of boundaries to start off for those first probably 5 years, where pretty much everyone is going to do the exact same thing. Realistically, there's not a lot of leeway there. And then once you get past that first hurdle, there's a couple different branches you can start going off into, whether it be livestock or a haying, or maybe the BGA or whatever it might be, or maybe some of the factories you might be able to push into now. But I think generally speaking, like the most of the people are going to have to play Farm Sim 23 exactly the same for a few hours at least to get into it. Yeah, you've got the same equipment. You can't change the mode that you're in. Yep. If you're on Nintendo Switch, you can't buy any extra cash to get extra equipment, and there is no DLC stuff there. There's no mod stuff, obviously. So no, it's tough. It is, but it's always been like that. It has. And like I said, that's not to take away from Farm Sim 23. It's still a fun game to play. But as a content creator in trying to come up with original ideas that maybe someone hasn't thought about, you run out of ideas pretty darn quick, unfortunately. Yeah. Farm Sim 15 on earlier consoles was brutal. Even on PC, I played, that was my first experience was Farm Sim 15. And I didn't know anything about mods back then either. So it was the 2 maps. Luckily, Westbridge was a fun map to play. I really enjoyed that one. But base game equipment, and once you own half the map and you have the best tractors and best harvesters, I was like, well, I could keep doing this, I guess, but why? I didn't understand where to go from there, really.
Yeah, that was the thing there as well. And you know, a lot of people have mentioned the 3-year cycle that we're on right now. And who knows, maybe it'll be a 4-year cycle. We're not quite sure, but I do know that a lot of the modders that I've spoken with have enjoyed it because they can spend a little bit more time on something like a map or maybe you know, a tractor, and they're not like, oh, I've got to get it finished by the end of this month because next month they're announcing the next game.
Yeah, I agree. That's not necessarily wrong either. As a content creator, I would love to see it on a 2-year cycle personally.
Yeah, helps a
I
lot.
know Giants team isn't exactly the biggest team in the world. So I understand why they want more time to fully develop new ideas. And I mean, we discussed this with lots in the past as well. When you compare Farm Sim 19 to 22, okay, they added global companies or production chains.
Yeah. So
that's really the big thing. Minus, I mean, the seasonal cycles, okay, but these are both mods that have just been implemented in full-time into the game now.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of things that have really changed in the grand scheme of things.
This is very true. I saw one comment, and I want to address it in a very positive way. So Giants depend on modders too much. Do we depend on modders too much?
I wouldn't say Giants depends on them. I mean, it's still a solid base game. I don't know what else.
Yeah, but it is like, so let's say people like me, for example, that do mod reviews and stuff like that, and you know, everybody gets used to seeing those every day. They're like, oh, we didn't have mods today. Today sucked. Like, yeah, well, we got 200 mods last week, and we've got almost 4,000 mods on the mod hub in the past year and a half. So it's like, is it us that expects too much out of the modders?
You might be 100% right on that. I mean, there's no other game that supports modders to the same degree that Giants does. I can think of.
No, like we all love it. Thank you, modders. You're the best. We love y'all. Get it in.
I look through the rest of the games that I play on any kind of regular. I see City Skylines is in there. There's a ton of modders for City Skylines that have stuff that goes into the workshop on Steam, but they're still not integrated the same way that Giants does. Like, I don't know if there's any other game that has a mod hub or any place in game that's dedicated for modders to show off their stuff. Could it be better? Of course it could be better, but I mean, I'm trying to think of other simulation type games from even like, I guess Flight Sim does have some kind of a mod hub of sorts. That's a whole other beast.
And actually Creative Mesh do stuff for that as well.
That one there, and that's a whole other one because there's not free mods there either, which there's very few things that are free in that mod hub. So that's almost like a DLC made by modders. Which is a whole other topic, which we may have to talk about at some point in time. Hopefully not, but you never know. And I'm thinking like even American Truck Sim or Euro Truck Sim, which are comparable in a lot of ways, I find, to Farming Simulator, right?
Bunch of mods,
right? But they're not base game. They're not in game. You can't go into a mod hub in game and download them. You have to go to a third party site somewhere, find these mods or buy them, and then install them in your game. And I think that game there, like, they rely pretty heavily on their modding community as well, because there's not a lot of new trucks that come out for that, but their DLCs are always just maps, always new maps coming out. Not new gameplay features, not new trailers really. Every once in a while some DLC comes out, but they're usually paid for. They rely pretty heavily on people modding for us. So it is interesting. SnowRunner's another good. Does SnowRunner have a mod hub? It does too, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think it was
the one time you played SnowRunner, you saw it?
Yeah, I mean, I still got the controller over there if you want to look at it. By the way, I accidentally broke another controller the other day. It wasn't on a rage quit. So in the living room in here where I've got the Xbox hooked up to the TV, I have a wired solution because I always, if I can, I wire the stuff. Even though, you know, it's a wireless controller, I still like everything wired up. Boom. The problem is sometimes if the lights are off and you didn't put the controller back under the TV, there's about 10 feet where you could trip over it at any given length, anywhere in that 10 feet. Sometimes you grab it with the flip flop and accidentally kick it across the room and have to spend $60 on a new controller. Because some of the buttons came off.
Man,
I got hardwood floors downstairs. Just if anybody's curious.
That's interesting. Having contracts for
transport. I miss those.
There are some maps that still have them.
Those were new to Farm Sim 19, right?
I don't remember when they came new, but I know I know some maps I've played have those as options. I've seen a lot of map developers that do some interesting stuff with the contracts, right? Like I know, is it Newlands? Newlands has stuff where you can go around pick up garbage from like the houses will automatically generate garbage, and you can go around pick up the garbage and take them to the dump, and you get paid a nominal price for picking up garbage around the map. Like once a month or whatever, they'll generate a bag of garbage and some recycling. You can go pick that up, throw it in a truck, and drive it to the dump, and you get paid for it. It's interesting. I've never seen anyone do that before. So they made it so you technically own the houses, so because there are little factories right off the bat when you start the game. I also have contracts like there's like a highway that runs through that map as well, and you can do the contracts where you take care of like the grass in the interchange. So they want you to go and like mow the grass around the clover leaves and everything.
Newlands. Now this is
Newlands, new map. I think it's Newlands. Newlands.
Yeah, it is Newlands. It came out of. It was like PC only in Farm Sim 19, and then in 22, yeah, from window right here, and then in 22, it came out on PC first, I think, but then released on all platforms as well.
Yeah, and I don't know if it does it on all platforms or not. On the PC, the contracts were pretty good on that map. It kind of caught me off guard. It's a neat idea for making a little extra money.
Yeah, it's a cross-play map, so it would have to be.
Is it not on consoles for those contracts? Interesting.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that
according to Console Sim Guy, yeah. Huh. So anyways, they have some interesting takes. I wish that was available on console. I think it's a neat idea. And when modders kind of push some of the boundaries on that, I know Nitro Dad does that on PC for his maps. He makes some interesting contracts a lot of the times as well that he throws in there.
I'm gonna post up a link right there for Newlands map if anybody wants to check it out.
Yeah. Anyways, pretty cool. Dashdad, yes, there we go as well. So Dashdad did some contract stuff as well, didn't he, on his maps?
Oh, I have no idea.
It's been a while. I haven't played one of his maps in a long time.
It's been a while. But Big Scout Tracker, yeah, no, I mean, the Giants wouldn't be, I think, as far along, or they would have had to have innovated much faster. But you were absolutely right. Thanks for helping get that conversation started. Great, not only comment, but yeah, all the above. I'm bad at this.
I'm just trying to figure out where we can go with the next, like, obviously we're starting to look at and
put them in. Give us GPS. I don't want it, but put it in. Give us better AI workers, not actual idiots, real idiots. Give us the RI. What's the thing? What's the chat thing? Chatbot, Chat GPT. Yeah. Give us Chat GPT.
What do you want Chat GPT for?
Something, I'm sure. It would be so interesting to see some of these things, because I mean, it's farming simulator. What haven't we really done, right? Bigger maps.
You're not wrong. I agree.
Give us some bigger maps. One thing that people don't realize with bigger maps, a 4x map is 4 times bigger than a normal map, so it's going to take 4 times as long to make it. So
is that what 4x means? Oh,
yeah. I always call a regular map 2x because it's 2 kilometer by 2 kilometer, but really that's a 1x apparently to PC players, but console players called that a 2x map when a 4x map is 4 kilometers by 4 kilometers.
Yeah.
So there's no way to actually say,
standard size map.
But what's an 8x? That would be 16 at that point.
Well, there is technically no such thing as an 8x map though.
Yeah, but like if there wasn't,
16, though,
what wouldn't it not be like, right?
I guess, but it's technically a 16x, just the way the squares all fit up. You go up like that instead of like a long line, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I can draw pictures if you want to show some. No, you're good. Okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm not always good with my shapes. I watched Squid Game last week, but like I still felt weird about the shapes. I can't remember which one the square was. Is that the good guy or the bad guy?
I don't know if there's any good guys in that show. Anyways, I do question where we go next, and I mean, I've obviously had my opinions on terrain. I would love to see like deformable terrain. That's one of the things I would love to see. A better weather system, yeah, of course. But all of these things that I intend to talk about now tend to be stuff that pushes more into the simulation world and maybe increases the difficulty as well.
Yeah. But,
and I think once you play Farm Sim for an X amount of time, that's the general progression. I think for most people, they always tend to push towards making things a little bit more difficult. I don't know.
Yosh just sent me a square chart diagram. Jerk. The
Thanks,
editor of
Yost.
Farm Sim News, everybody.
Thanks, Yos.
I get to see him. We're staying in the same hotel next weekend.
Nice.
All right.
We'll say hi for me. Maybe we'll have to voice chat. We'll have to FaceTime or something.
Or call it the Farm Sim Show and do it on Thursday. Or no, he won't be there on Thursday.
We might have to do that too.
Might have to do. Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure all that out. We are getting close to the point where I'm gonna have to get ready to jump out of my chair and go grab a shower real fast to get ready. But we got like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I know you've got stuff to go do, but
I gotta go pick a person up.
You guys I can't believe how long does he stay at your house for?
It was like 5 days, dude. It was like 6 days. 6 days and 5 nights. So I pick him up today, and then we actually are going back to the airport together. My dad's taking us to the airport next Wednesday because we fly out on Wednesday. So we fly out to Lowingen Wednesday next week. We land on Thursday, and we'll get there Thursday. And the event is Saturday and Sunday. And I have an autograph signing at the event. Why is my microphone so far away?
I could hear you all. You're good. You're loud enough.
Oh, it's turned up.
Yeah, we got you. I'm lucky. You're lucky. It'll be fun. I mean, he's paying you in back rubs, I'm sure, the whole time he's there for staying at your place, right, and feeding him.
He had said something else, but it made me feel uncomfortable, so I don't have to say it out loud. Hey, I don't remember. It sounds like somebody's knocking on my door real quick. I'm not sure what that is. I'm gonna have to go check that real fast.
Again?
Yeah. Well, it's been a little while since realtors came to visit.
Why do you do this every stream lately?
Just leave me alone.
Are your eyes watering right now? Is that what's going on?
No, when I got my eye surgery back in 2020, something happened to my right eye, so it just naturally.
I thought it was your air softener, your air freshener. Is it making you sick again?
All right, you want to make fun of me for that while I'm gone? Go for it.
I'm definitely going to make fun of you, but I mean, we can choose what we make fun of you with.
Make fun of me for that when I get back. I apologize.
Realtors are knocking. Who ends the show with the realtors are knocking? I don't even know what to tell this guy. I guess he bought some air fresheners in his house, but it turns out he might be allergic to them as well. So my question is, why wouldn't you just get rid of the air fresheners? Yeah, JT, this seems like this is a going joke with the Farm Sim show. The realtors show up pretty much every time. You'd think he could get his bowels in order. I mean, not that has anything to do with it. I'm here for DJ, make fun of him anyway. Yeah, exactly. We can make fun of Goham. It's all okay. Yeah, he's got stuff going on later on today, so we had to start the show earlier. Next week, things are going. Oh boy, he's listening. Things are going to change a bit next week. It will not be on Friday. I am not available on Friday next week as well, so you guys are aware. We'll come and chat. Probably it might be Thursday, but DJ's at FarmCon, so we're gonna have to see how this all comes together. It's be prepared. Things are in flux. Well, obviously we started today as well. Oh boy, it still smells around here. Get your boy. You're killing me here, DJ. Will the realtor please stand up? Yeah, you know, kidding, Yos. So next week things will be a little bit different here on the Farm Sim Show. Expect maybe a Thursday show. Might be the earliest we'll see. I don't even know. He was ordering food earlier tonight. By the smell of things, I don't think it's food he's getting right now. I'm just saying. So FarmCon, Texas Toast. You don't know what FarmCon is? Oh boy, well we can talk about that briefly. So Giants puts on, it's kind of like TwitchCon, it's kind of like PAX, any of these the large gaming shows. It's happening over in Germany next week, 2 weeks from now, I guess, a week and a half from now. And it's just where they talk about all things farming simulator. It's a 1 day, technically a 2 day event, but 1 day where they talk about all the farming sim stuff that's coming up in the relatively new future. So we're expecting probably to get some information on the year-end DLC. So the whatever it's going to be called, it's the last DLC of the year with a new map that we're probably most likely getting, and whatever the root crop is, it looks like carrots. Just saying. Anyway, so we're probably gonna get some more information on that come FarmCon. So DJ is going to be there with Farmer Cop and a few others, and they'll probably be reporting on it live. So you get some more information on exactly what's coming down the pipe for Farming Simulator by the end of the year. So that's all happening over in Germany. Yeah, you'll probably see stuff on the Farming Simulator webpage and on their YouTube channel as well. Guaranteeing you'll see that. So go check that out as well. Eric, how are you doing? Good to see you. Bryce, welcome in. Good to see you as well. So yeah, going around Realtor. Like I said, if you haven't, starts next Saturday. There we go. Will you hurry up with the code Brown and I mean the Realtor and hurry up and get back in here so we can wrap things up. Next game, Nick. I wish. I wish, guys. You've got me on record saying we're not going to hear anything from the next game on this one. Maybe next spring. Let's go with next spring. Let's go with next spring, please. That's when I'm going to go with we'll hear something on the next game, unless we're going on to a 4-year cycle, which I really hope not, but you never know. It could happen. I'm hoping next spring. So I'm going to guess Farm Sim 24 November of 24. There you go. I can't speak German. Nick, don't worry. You don't need to speak German. DJ will tell you everything. He speaks German apparently, or Realtor. I don't even know anymore. And he's in here. He's sitting on his phone too. Thanks, Gulham. Farm Sim 25. Maybe, you never know. There's an English. There you go. See, Gulham knows what's up. There's an English version. They usually stream it live a lot of the times as well, right? So yeah, stay tuned for that. There'll be something. You guys will get lots of information. Going to be at Cedar Point. I would love to go to Cedar Point. Sure. Streaming tonight, maybe. Could happen. Don't quote me on this right now. I've got a motorcycle I got to fix today still, and I'm getting in trouble for it because I got to get it running. So we'll see. Randy, how you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. Yeah, so Cedar Point, you never know. It could happen. I don't think it's going to happen this summer. I am booked up this summer like you wouldn't believe, but you never know. It could happen. It could happen. So yeah, we may be live on this channel tonight if I can get my stuff in order. I like doing the Friday night streams. You guys know that. So anyways, Richard, you were the only one that I talked to that was super excited for the last DLC. So hey, man, whatever makes you happy, I'm good with it. I don't want anything about that. No one wants to speak Realtor. I don't know if I should wait for him or not anymore. I don't know if we should just continue on. Maybe we should wait for him. I don't know. Maybe. Oh, he is here. There he is. He did make it back. Woo! He did make it back. Wow, you feel better? I mean, Realtor, have any new information for you?
Like and subscribe.
Did you fill out the paperwork?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't make a second copy though.
Anyways, thanks for making me fill the time as usual. I appreciate you.
I was answering questions in chat. I help.
You
I know
definitely were helping.
I know it's rude to talk to people in text, but I do my best. Yeah. So, Info FarmCon, they do have an area for English speakers. They will also have the presenters who are doing most of the presentations in German. To be fair, they will have English subtitles. And then the presenters will come back into the English area and we'll be able to interview them, which will be really cool.
Nice.
So we'll have a lot going on. I will have cameras there. I'll be doing videos, doing shorts, all kinds of cool stuff. So
are you gonna stream it all or no?
Probably not. No. That's a lot of work.
So, Farmer Cop, is he going to be streaming it all?
Well, I don't even know if it's legal to stream it.
It's got to be. I mean, we streamed the Farm Sim show from there last year.
That was different. I had to ask permission. So yeah, I don't think we're going to be streaming live from the event, but we'll definitely be doing plenty of videos. So stay tuned. I do not have any prepared videos for next Saturday or Sunday, the days of the event. So we should have a good time.
That should be fun.
Oh, speaking of people at the house, there's literally someone here. I mean, totally,
did you know you got to go double wipe? I mean, what?
No, not like that. There's somebody dropped off a package. I'm just gonna stop.
All right. You got anything else you want to talk about?
Let's see. We will have some cool interviews with people. So if there's any other YouTubers that that are going, or Twitch streamers, and you want me to talk to them, chat with them, interview them, that kind of thing, let me know.
Who's all going to be there? Good. Silly P's there, right?
Silly P's there, Virtual Farmer, myself, of course, Farmer Cop. Let's see, who else? FSG, Farm Sim Guy.
That's right. Yeah. Yep.
Argsy Gaming's going to be there. Of course, Dave from GPORTAL, his family are going to be there as well. That's pretty cool. Yos, he'll be there.
Trying to think if I've heard anyone else that's going, and I don't know too many people are going to FarmCon, of course, because it's on the other side of the pond for most of the people that I talk to regularly.
The few guys from Germany I've spoken with, I know at least one of them, Ansgar in play. He's one of the biggest German YouTubers for Farm Sim. He will not be going this year.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
I was hoping to hear like Stan the Man or someone like that attending.
I haven't heard anything from him.
No.
So I should probably shoot him a message and see if he's going. But
yeah,
I would say highly unlikely. However, he is not near as far from from it as I am. So
no, exactly.
It's like, yeah, I think people expect me to go to all these events at this point, though. I may not be on PAX. We'll see.
Next week, Farm Sim Show will be a little bit different. Like we said, it'll be most likely on Thursday if it happens.
Yeah, or we'll figure something out.
Yeah. So stay tuned to the channel. We'll see if we can give you guys a bit of a heads up. More of a heads up than we did today that it was going early. To be perfectly honest, I didn't realize it was going at 12 until...
He didn't know. And I thought we had talked about it last week, so I didn't mention
might have. And I totally think I'm thinking back now. I think we did, but I was thinking in the week after in my head.
Yeah. But I thought you were on board because we were really early getting everything together today.
Because we had lots of stuff to get, because there's so many mods to talk about this week to get together.
Oh, so many mods. Phoenix got updated.
There you go. You can't go a week in the Farm Sim Show without talking about an 82 Studio mod.
It's good. It fits the way I play, and it's awesome.
Yeah,
and he's a good person. It's
there
hard
you go.
Derek says, could do the Wish version. I mean, that's up to them.
That's pretty much, this is pretty much the Wish version most weeks anyways. I don't know how you get much below it, but anyways. I think that's going to do. You got to get running anyways. So I think we'll wrap it up there. Hopefully we see you guys next week. Of course, if we don't, well, we'll find a place to catch up with you guys soon enough. Things could change and be in flux here for a little bit as things are kind of quiet and busy at the same time. There's not a lot of new stuff coming out yet, but maybe FarmCon could change things.
Yeah, if we do the show in 2 weeks, we'll be doing it from a castle.
Ooh, that could be cool.
It could be pretty cool. So that may be a fun thing. And then the week after, I cannot do it at all because I will be shoved in a hotel somewhere in Germany. So
sounds like a reason we could do one. You could do it from the hotel, like with the time you were locked in the back of your car. Perfect.
It's different. It was not locked in the back. Real quick story time. I tried to get a new hat. This hat fits perfectly, but it was over 5 years old. And that one of the snaps is broken, which broke in Mannheim last year at FarmCon. It's got just bits of it that are coming apart all over. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go to Lids and I'm going to have a new custom DJ Go Ham hat made. And it's same logo, same hat. But it turns out all the new hats are bigger. They've got like this fits the back of my head real nice. But the new ones, they've got this big old poofy thing right here that I don't know why. This one fits great. Why the new one's got to suck. So I was like, all right, I'll get a New Era hat instead. Flat bill snapback. Exact same thing as this, but it doesn't say DJ Go Ham on it. New Era fits everybody. Same thing. Hats have changed in the past 5 years, man.
Maybe it's your head. Maybe your head's changed.
No, my head's fine because this still fits.
Yeah, but it's molded to your head. That's what it is. It just molded to your pointy little head. And now that back part's different, and it's just it feels different, but it's the same.
Anyway, the interesting thing is, so I had gone. What was this, Wednesday? Tuesday? Anyway, it was a day this week. I had left. I'd gone to get a bunch of stuff done here in town. Then I went to a town 30 minutes away, and their Lids was closed for some reason. So then I had to drive 45 minutes in a different direction to a different Lids in a different town. And it turned out there was a bowling alley in the mall right beside the Lids. So I went there and I got some snacks and I bowled like 4 games. but it turned out that the machine was broke after they started my hat. So they needed 30 more minutes at least. And so I went and sat in my truck and I had my iPad with me and I watched an episode of Narcos sitting in the back seat of my truck. So
I wish I had the time you had for nothing.
It was an interesting... Dude, I finished all the videos that I pre-recorded for my trip 2 weeks ago.
At least you didn't have anything really ready for your trip.
What? That's the other channels. That's different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those were like, I forgot time. Anyway, dude, I went all the way around. It's still... Stupid hat doesn't fit. Anyway, so I have had it in the dryer. Literally. Like, I've been washing the hat and drying it. Because I know they say don't wash a hat because it'll get wrinkly and don't dry it. Well, guess what? This one's wrinkly and it fits perfect.
That's your head.
It's almost my look at this point.
Your
Like,
head.
oh, that hat looks old. That's his look. Oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah, that's just your head. You got the wrinkly head, maybe.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm trying. I may just have to wear a farm suit.
Now I'm enlightened in DJ's hat size head.
And I swear, I'm so allergic to these stupid smells in here. I've never been allergic to Airwick before.
I thought you turned it off. Did you turn them off?
Yeah, well, 2 of them upstairs I left plugged in because they smell nice. But the ones that are down here I unplugged. But I'm still sneezing. I'm surprised I sneezed. Yeah, that's the thing. Game Room's getting a video. Game Room is probably not having a video, but I think I'm gonna wait until August because in August I will have saved up a year's worth of VIP wheel spins, and then I think an extra 300 regular wheel spins and 80 or 90 super wheel spins, and then you got 2 double wheel spins for every like couple weeks. In the other, anyway, there's a bunch. It's like 500 or 600 wheel spins. And so I think I'm gonna wait an extra 2 months and then do all those at once. Oh man, that's gonna be so good. Oh boy,
you're killing me here, DJ. You're killing me here.
Anyway, so yeah, I think I'm gonna wait to do Game Room then. How you doing, man? You good? I'm putting off the inevitable because I don't want to drive.
You gotta go pick up somebody. We're gonna wrap things up. Thanks for watching today, guys. We'll be back again next week. Hopefully, if all goes as planned. Until then, stay safe out there. Check in on friends and family, and not to go on any submarines for a while. I don't know. Just saying.
Yeah, it's a pretty safe thing. Just think, what would Klutch do, and then think what would DJ do, and then be like,
not doing either of those.
Not doing either of those. So
have a good week, folks. We'll see you next time.
I can't believe you guys haven't changed like the song yet. What kind of jabroni is trying to hit the drum? They weren't even on time. Like, there's no beat that's properly timed out there. I feel like it's just like a 2-year-old just throwing stuff at a drum set, and that's what the song is. It's kind of brutal. Yeah, but here's the thing is, all right. So like, look at this real quick. So you got the drums, and then you got the DJ, the idiot, right? And he went. And like, he was able to make some kind of beat. I don't know how he was able to make some kind of beat, but he made some kind of beat. The problem is he made that beat like 2 years ago, and like a jerk K-Box handler, your handler, recorded it and didn't even tell him he did it. And then he had to learn the stupid thing just in case something didn't right. And he did it. No. See, well, the only thing that would have made it better is if maybe I sang. Why didn't you guys ask me to sing the song? It'd be like, Farm Sim Show, it's the best show. I'm the best singer of the Farm Sim Show. Remix. You are now live with K-Pop. 107.5 in the beat. I feel really sorry for people who have to watch this show sometimes. The end is just painful. Yeah, thanks guys. We'll see you next week. Yeah, don't forget.